Question 20 of your number mock exam asks us to complete the table of values for the graph of y equals 0.5x plus 5. So this is a nice simple question to round the mock exam off with. All we're going to do is look at this and say for these values of x we need to find the value of y. So all we're going to do is replace this x with this value and calculate what y will be. So let's start off with the positive end because that's normally a little bit easier. So we replace the x here with 4. So what we end up with is y equals 0.5 times 4 plus 5. So y equals 0.5 times 4, which is 2, plus 5. Y equals 7. Don't know why I put that bracket there, that's not required. So y equals 7 when x equals 4. So then we just go through and we do it all. Now you can write it out longhand, I'm just going to go through the values and put them in. 0.5 times 3 gives us 1.5, 1.5 plus 5 gives us 6.5. Then we've got an x value of 2, so we can say that 0.5 times 2 is 1, 1 plus 5 is 6, and we can start to see a pattern forming here now. 0.5 times 1 is 0.5, 0.5 plus 5 is 5.5. Now we could just carry on here with the pattern that we can see forming, but we'll just make sure that we've got it right. So when x is 0, 0.5 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 5 is 5. 0.5 times minus 1 is minus 0.5. Minus 0.5 plus 5 gives us 4.5. Then we've got 0.5 times minus 2, which is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 5 is 4. Then we've got 0.5 times minus 3, which gives us minus 1.5. Minus 1.5 plus 5 gives us 3.5. And then we've got 0.5 times minus 4, which is minus 2. Minus 2 plus 5 gives us 3. So there you can see we've got our x and y values for our graph. Now, the question asks us now to plot these onto a graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these values and we're going to plot them onto our graph. Now we can see that in terms of the x-axis, that needs to go from minus 4 to plus 4. So we might be able to choose the big grid to get that on. So we need to go across to 16, so yeah, we can do that. And then going up the ways, for the y-axis we need to have values from 3 to 7. So if we go from 0 to 7, we should be able to fit that on this way around, so that'll look fine. Right then, so let's get our y-axis on here. So our y-axis is going to go from 0 to 7. So get this lined up so it's nice and neat. And then draw this on here. So we'll have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then going across the ways, we're going to have from minus 4 to plus 4. So looking at this, we're going to start off from here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So it'll look something like this. Just again, try to make your graphs as neat as you can, because obviously that's all going to help enormously. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Obviously we've got 0, 0, the origin. We've got minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. I'm just going to obviously write on here what the values are. Label this up x and y. Yep, so we can see that. And what we can say is this is 0, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, like that. So we can see there what we're looking at. So now what we've got to do is we've got to say when x is minus 4, y is 3. So when x is minus 4, y is 3, which is up here. When x is minus 3, y is 3.5. When x is minus 3, y is 3.5, which is going to go here. When x is minus 2, y is 4. X is minus 2, y is 4. X is minus 1, y is 4.5, which is going to be there. And we've got x is 0, y is 5. And then we've got x is 1, y is 5.5. X is 2, y is 6. Notice on here how the spacings between the numbers are all equal as well. So we've got the same distance between each number. Yeah. Although I've marked that one slightly wrong, it should be there. But we've got the same distance between each number. And the x and the y axis can be of different scales, but you've got to keep the scale consistent within the axis. So again, this gap remains the same between each number. Otherwise we start getting into a little bit of difficulty and our graph will look funny. So when x is 3, y is 6.5. When x is 4, y is 7, which is up here like this. So then what we can do is we can take those points, and they should form a nice straight line because we've got a graph that takes the form y equals mx plus c. And we can scooch that across there like that. So what we can see there is that we've made our graph, and you can see here we can look at the gradient if we go across by 1. So if we go across by 1, we go up by a half. So there's our gradient, 0.5. And then it crosses the y-axis at 5. So our intercept is 5, which is right there. And that completes question 20 of your number mock exam. And that completes your number mock exam.